fall of 2020, my wife and I are going to extend our life insurance policies. Take the blood test, and I fail it. I'm like, how is that possible? So I go to my primary doctor and does all the blood work. And he noticed a very high level of PSA, which is indication of possible prostate cancer. So a serious elevation in just a couple of years. So after MRI and a biopsy, it was determined that I had cancer in 80% of my prostate, and the best course of measure was to have that radical prostatectomy.
In the spring, Greg was diagnosed with prostate cancer. It was a hit because we were planning on the summer, planning on what was going on at the club here. So we had to deal with making sure that he was getting treatment and making sure the club was getting taken care of at the same time. And maybe about, I want to say 3 weeks later is when Greg informed me about Glenn's situation.
It was mid-May that Katie, his wife, called me. He was admitted into intensive care. He had gastrointestinal bleeding, a complex liver disease situation. He spent over a month in the ICU at Robert Wood before he was moved to UPenn Medical, where they specialize in these complex liver diseases. It was really touch and go for a good part of the summer, even to the point where Katie confided in me that the doctors had told her that she might want to bring the two boys, Jason and Drew, in and maybe say their goodbyes. It was that close.
Greg took it upon himself to help Glenn the best he could while he was dealing with his things. There was a day and Greg looked at me and said, hey, let's go take a ride over to Mount Tabor. We took all the invoices, we priced everything we could, all the inventory, we tried to get rid of a couple things, but just a very selfless act to help a friend out. Greg also started a GoFundMe page. He contacted all of the PGA members and all the PGA associates here in the section and set up a GoFundMe page to help Glenn and his family through the things that they were going through. Greg was almost putting his health on the back burner to help Glenn out in his situation.
I've known Glenn, a long time. When a friend calls and asks for help, you just have to do that. It was just a matter of helping out a friend, and that's what you do.
He's selfless. He puts everybody first, and that's in everything. He's humble. He's a tremendous leader, fiercely loyal, and that's loyal to, I'm sure, his other golf professionals like Glenn, the members, his family, his friends. It's just who he is. And that's what he does, day in and day out. He serves others.
There's somebody who had, world turned upside down to some degree during the month of May and June and July, yet he's thinking about others. I think that says it all. I think his background as a Marine helped him get through it. I think it helped his family. And then when he came back, he didn't miss a beat.
Just by good graces of God, he was able to find a liver donor that matched. Knock on wood, to this day, I think he's doing better. I was in the Marine Corps, and of course the motto of the Marine Corps is Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful. So I carry that day in and day out, whether it's to my staff, the membership, and my job here at the club, my wife. Just live by those words.